Hi everyone, this is Jacqueline. This is my second attempt at this video because I appear to have uploaded it without any sound before, and I'd say it was probably my microphone was, the battery on my microphone was flat. So anyway, here I am again, and I'm continuing with my week of uploads, so that this is my first week of January week of uploads, and this is talking about an audit of 2025 and what to go on into with 2026 as far as various areas of life and I suppose you could say goal setting. So I was going to talk about health in this one. So my health, I've always had quite good health. I haven't had any really major problems, although my main health issue is weight. That's my main thing, is keeping my weight under control. That's the main health issue I have, and I do have the occasional little skin cancer things that I have to get frozen off every now and again. But last year I decided to just go and get a health check, and because I was having a few little aches and pains, and they found a few little things which weren't major but needed to be dealt with straight away. So it was just by chance that I started and going and going to the doctor and just getting little things sorted out, and it's paid off, really. It has paid off, and that's something I'll continue to do. I won't just let things go. There are a couple of things I let go, but my intention for 2026 is not to let health problems get out of control and not to ignore them and just pretend that they're not happening, because I'm one of those people who doesn't like going to doctors. I like to just, it's always been my belief that things will heal themselves, but sometimes they just don't, and you have to, especially as you sort of start to get a little bit older, things, you need to get things seen to before they get out of control. So, so that is, that's something I started doing in 2025. Another thing I started doing in 2025 was going to the gym. Now, I have been a gym goer, but mainly for aquarobics. I love aquarobics. I love the feeling of getting in the pool and just, it's so relaxing. Just, especially in the warm water pool. It's just so relaxing to get before the class. If you can get in there and just have a little float around, it's just so nice. So the reason I started doing that this year is that I actually fell over in the street. Now, I tripped on a sort of, not really a gutter, but a little raise in the road where the trams, where you go up to get the tram, and the wind was blowing really hard. My hair was over my face with the wind, and I had shopping in my hand, and I tripped over. I tripped over the raise in the road going up to the tram, and which was a bit dangerous with the tram, because I fell sort of almost on the tram tracks. And so some other women came and helped me. They didn't help me up because, you know, if you've just had that shock of falling over or hurting yourself or anything like that, you don't want people to just drag you up straight away. You want to sort of compose yourself and then get up. So they just stayed with me, which was really nice. These women just stood there and stayed with me until I was ready to get up and realised that I wasn't seriously hurt. Of course, later on in the day, I realised I'd sprained my wrist, my wrist, my hand swelled up like mad, and I had actually sprained my wrist. And later on, a couple of weeks later, I realised that I'd actually pulled a muscle in my shoulder and I'd bruised my knee. So after a couple of days, I was in quite a bit of pain, but I hadn't done any real damage. I hadn't broken anything. However, when I fell over and had to get up, I realised how unfit I felt. How, unfit in the way that I had no control over my muscles. I felt that if I had more muscle tone or something, I'd have been able to not necessarily stop the fall, but not have fallen so badly. I might have been able to have a little bit more control over the fall. So I decided there and then to start going back to aquarobics, because when you're sort of not really fit, that's one of the best kinds of exercise to do, because it's so easy on your joints, and you can also get a very hard workout without getting too puffed out and too exhausted and to the point where you don't want to go back again. So I started going to aquarobics, and that has been fantastic. And it's not only been fantastic in terms of core strength, I definitely within a couple of weeks my core strength had increased, and obviously only mildly, because you don't increase your core strength with aquarobics that quickly. But yeah, and my arm muscles, I've been going for about 3 months now, and my muscles in my arms, my legs have become more toned, and I haven't really lost any weight, but I can tell that I've lost size just by the way my clothes are fitting, and by the way I feel so strong, so more in control when I'm walking. More in control. So it's especially good for older people because of it's less harmful on your joints. There's not that strain and pressure on your joints. It's also good for people with injuries, people with disabilities, and pregnant women. So I would highly recommend aquarobics to anyone who wanted to start getting into fitness again. There tends to be more women than men in the class, but there are men. And again, they're usually quite older men in there, or so I suppose it'd be for people who've had some kind of health conditions as well. But it doesn't have to be. You could just enjoy it. I used to, in the past, I've just done aquarobics because I enjoy it. I love just, as I said before, just getting in the pool where you can just feel really, it's just beautiful to just float around and do a little bit of movement around the pool before the class starts. And it's a very good workout. And it's also enjoyable for me. I really enjoy it. So that's something I'm going to continue into 2026. I'll continue on with the aquarobics. It's something I can do consistently because I enjoy doing it and I can feel a real benefit from it. The other thing I need to do in terms of my health is see to my diet. I haven't been too bad the last 6 months or so, but I could still pay more attention to it. So really I do need to lose some weight. They're the main things. I do have a mild autoimmune condition, which I've only had for a few years, but when I went and had all the tests done at the GP, the antibodies have actually reduced by about the autoimmune antibodies have actually reduced by about 3/4. So that's quite something. So and I think when when you start getting into the habit of doing something, it becomes much easier. It just becomes part of your life. So exercise, getting on to improved diet, and continuing this really good feeling of feeling well. So if you've got health goals that you've started in 2025 and want to either change in 2026 or improve in 2026, or start doing something that you haven't done before in 2026 in terms of exercise or diet or something like that, please put it in the comments. Nothing too personal. We don't want to hear anything about your really personal anything that we don't need to know. But yeah, if you've got into an exercise routine, or you want to get into an exercise routine, this is not an exercise channel. This is I'm mainly doing this as a goal setting audit, as a way to improve your life, because this channel is really about transformation midlife. So put any changes you're going to make in terms of your health in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow I think I'm going to talk about family and friendships tomorrow, and how they've gone last year and what I'm hoping for in the year to come. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.